All right, guys, welcome back to another interview on MMA.I. Today we are joined once again by Raphael Uchegbu. How's it going?
Yeah, it's all good, mate. It's all good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. It's been a long time since we first spoke, 9 months ago, and you were with Bellator that time. But there's been a lot that's happened since. We'll get to that in this interview. And how have you kept up in these last 9 months?
So basically, this last 9 months has been putting in work. Just obviously with everything that happened with coronavirus. The lockdown didn't really stop me. That was just an opportunity for me to just keep training, keep getting better. And to be honest, it probably benefited me a lot more because all I had to do was just be in the gym because nothing else was there. So it was just an opportunity for me to keep growing as a fighter and becoming better.
Yeah, well, England played last night. We got the win 2-1. We're off to the Euros. We go to the final. Is it coming home? Are we going to beat Italy?
I think so, yeah. Hopefully, anyway. Hopefully, Italy are a good side, aren't they? But the way we played, normally with England teams, I think we bottle it. But this England team doesn't seem to be doing that or folding quite easy. So I think we can do it, yeah.
Yeah, it was a great night last night for everyone in England. As you can tell, my voice is a little bit croaky. But, as I mentioned, last time we spoke, you were at Bellator, hoping to fight in May 2020, but you had injuries and you forced you out. But then you were looking at November, December. Obviously, that didn't happen, but now you're a UK Fighting Championship. Let us know, how that came about and the position you're in now.
Yeah, so that just came about with basically, a lot of fighters in Bellator at the moment haven't been able to get sort of any fights or anything going since sort of the last show that was in, I think it was October when he done it in Italy, and obviously I didn't fight on that show, so it was just a case of they're not coming to the UK, they're not coming to Europe at the minute. Nothing's happening. They're only really sort of focusing on America and things like that. So obviously with me only being sort of 2-0 and still starting off in my career, they've just said that I can go out and fight on other shows for now until they decide sort of what's going on and what's next. So that's it, really. That's just basically it.
Oh, when you told me about that in the DMs, you said that there is a plan that you go back to Bellator when stuff opens, back up again. If things go differently, do you want to go back to Bellator, or maybe you're looking at Cage Warriors or a different route, or is it once things start to open again, back to Bellator?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm quite open-minded at the minute. So just have to concentrate on these next few fights that I've got lined up for the year, and let's just see what happens. Obviously, rack a few wins up, and I'm sure that Bellator are going to come knocking again and say, right, we want you out here or whatever. And then, if Cage Warriors or someone else does come up with an opportunity, then I'd be game to get on that as well. At this moment in time, I just want to stay active and, just keep climbing.
As we know, you're fighting out at Team Cabon in Liverpool, notoriously home of, Darren Till, Tom Aspinall, Mike Grundy, yourself, and many, many more. What's the atmosphere like in the gym right now? Darren Till's, I'm not too sure whether it's official yet, but meant to be fighting September 4th against Derek Brunson. How's the atmosphere right now?
Yeah, it's all good in the gym. Everyone's just working hard as usual. It's sort of the atmosphere in the gym's always the same. Everyone's always just grinding. Everyone's always working hard. It's notoriously known for being one of the hardest gyms in the world. Maybe, personal experience anyway. For me, it's definitely hard work. So everyone's just grinding as we always are in every single day, all supporting each other and just getting each other ready for the fights.
When we talked first time around 9 months ago, we were talking about the coronavirus and how it kind of restricted your training. Has this next 9 months, has that been better? Have you been able to train more freely?
Yeah. So obviously at the beginning of the lockdown, it was quite hard because sort of no one knew what was going on with all this COVID stuff. So it was a bit stressful. We all had to stay indoors and things like that. But as sort of the months went on, it sort of eased off, and as soon as we got the opportunity to sort of go back in the gym and start doing a bit, I was just in there straight away, and it's been like a solid 10, 11 months now of just grafting every day in the gym and grinding hard.
Would you like to answer that?
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Well, when you step into the cage, it'll be 19 months away, and I saw that you put Ryan Hall's, the clip of him on the ring rust, talking about ring rust.
Yeah.
Do you believe like the 19 months away from the cage will play a factor in this fight, or you're not looking too much into that?
I'm not looking too much into it, to be honest. You know, when I was young and I've sort of first started my amateur career, I was like 17, 18. I had 3 fights as an amateur, and then I didn't fight for another 5, 6 years after that. You know what I mean? I only come back sort of later on. So for me, I've sort of got past that anyway, because 5 years later, I got back in there, I won 2 fights. So 18 months, 19 months, it's all the same, really.
How difficult has it been with the time away, and how have you kept yourself occupied?
Just when so up until now, or
is there any hobbies? You know, is it work? Is it?
I just, to be honest, now just training. That's all I've been doing to sort of keep myself occupied. You know, twice a day, every single day. Nothing really else other than that, other than just training and grafting my bollocks off every day.
And it pays off this weekend, July 11th, in Preston, I believe, because it got moved. It was in Wrexham. Now is it in Preston, if I'm correct?
Yeah. So it's in Preston now. Something to do with Wales Council wouldn't let it go ahead or something like that. So
okay. Yeah. Well, you return back to action against Chris Sterling. He's 1-0 in his career. He has a lot of submissions on his amateur record, and his only professional win was a submission. As we know, you're 2-0 with 2 submissions. Do you see this being like a grappler versus grappler matchup, and cancelling each other out, or how do you see this fight playing out?
Yeah, that's how I do see it, really. Yeah, I do think he is gonna, try and shoot in and try and grapple a lot. And everyone who's seen my fights know that I like to grapple as well. So probably it's a grappler versus grappler matchup. But wherever it goes, I'm going to be comfortable. I feel like I'm really good everywhere. I just haven't really shown it just yet. So I'm looking to showcase it, all on Sunday.
I've seen the videos of you hitting the pads on your stories on your Instagram. Have you been in to correct the fundamentals?
What was that? Sorry, I couldn't quite hear that then.
So I've seen on your Instagram, and I've seen videos of you hitting the pads. Have you been working on your striking to kind of make yourself a well-rounded mixed martial artist?
Yeah, that's just obviously me doing pads with the head coach Colin in the gym. I've been working on everything all the time anyway, and he sort of took me under his wing for this camp, and sort of I've made massive improvements just under the past few weeks by doing pads with him. So yeah, as I say, but I'm always working on every aspect of my game. It's not just sort of concentrating on one thing. I always just train sort of everything equally, really.
There is not much out there on Chris Sterling as an opponent. He's had a lot of amateur fights. His professional fight was in Cage Warriors, got a submission, as I mentioned earlier. Tell us what you know about him as an opponent and the matchup itself. Yeah,
so I've watched a few of his fights. As an opponent, I think he's probably my toughest opponent to date. The fights that I've seen him in, I think he won the Cage Warriors Grand Prix featherweight tournament as an amateur. He's fought some good guys. He fought, Figlach from Cage Warriors. He's obviously been a lightweight. He's been a featherweight as well. So he's coming down, and he's, the bigger guy as well, which is not normally normal for me. I'm normally sort of one of the biggest in the division, being 5'10". I think he's 5'11". So he brings a lot of good things to the table. But I'm going to be ready for it. I'm super confident, and this camp's been the best camp that I've had. I'm in the best shape that I've been in. My weight's flying, so I'm just ready to go in there and do a job on him.
Well, how does Raphael Uchegbu get the win on Sunday?
Many ways that I can beat him, but I think I'm going to beat him by submission.
Submission, are you looking to take him into deep waters, in the later stages of the rounds, or maybe catch him early?
Hopefully catch him early. That's what everyone wants, an early night in the office. But if it goes to deep waters, I'm ready to do that. If it finishes early, then happy days to me. I can watch the footy and get back to that.
As they say, you don't get paid for overtime, so you want to get in there, get out, and and it would be an even better night if England win. That would really top it off.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so the last few questions before I let you go, and a few of them are about England, but you know, I think I know the answer to this one, but I wanted to ask it anyway. Darren Till or Derek Brunson?
Come on. Darren Till all day.
How does he do it? Does he knock him out?
Yeah, I think he can definitely stop someone like Brunson. You know, a lot of people still haven't seen what Darren can actually do. You know, in his fights, he sort of still plays a lot, as you can see with like Whitaker struggled to hit him and couldn't really get near him. So, you know, what I've seen him do in the gym and what I know he can do, I think he can really, really hit Derek Brunson, yeah.
How would you describe Tom Aspinall in a sentence?
It's in a sentence, wow. 2 words, just future champ for him. It's a future champ.
This one might be controversial, but have you ever took down Mike Grundy?
Nah, I haven't took down Mike Grundy just yet. No, I think I've had him down nearly, and he's just popped back up, so we can't really count that.
Yeah. Well, I know you're from Liverpool. Is it blue or is it red?
See, so it's just going to be a bit of a surprise to you, but I support Arsenal.
What? Oh, I never mind. And so you're down.
Yeah.
You support someone in London, so you're completely different.
Yeah. So
if it was Liverpool, would it be
red?
Would it red? Is it red or is it blue?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Everton because you know my girlfriend, she's an Everton fan, and then most of my mates as well, most of my close mates are Everton fans as well. So I'll say Everton for them.
Last question before I let you go. Obviously, we mentioned the final this Sunday, England versus Italy. Predictions? Are we going to take it home?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game. I reckon England on pens.
Oh, don't do that to me. My heart can't take that again. The extra time last night, that was enough.
Yeah,
but penalties on a final, that would be rough. But anyway, it's been fantastic to talk to you again, Raphael Uchegbu. Yeah. I wish you the best of luck for this Sunday. I mean, July 11th in Preston against Chris Sterling, UK Fighting Championship. I'm going to be watching, and I'm excited to see you do you, and you know, do your work and get the win and bring it home back.
Yeah, thanks very much, mate. I appreciate it.